Ozymandias, Percy Shelley. I met a traveller from an antique land who said, 2 vast and trunkless legs of stone stand in the desert. Near them on the sand, half sunk, a shattered visage lies, whose frown and wrinkled lip and sneer of cold command tell that its sculptor well those passions read, which yet survive, stamped on these lifeless things, the hand that mocked them and the heart that fed. And on the pedestal these words appear: My name is Ozymandias, King of Kings. Look on my works, ye mighty, and despair. Nothing beside remains. Round the decay of that colossal wreck, boundless and bare, the lone and level sands stretch far away. So if you look at this poem, there's a whole bunch of things that you're going to have to find out for yourself. And I need you to go and look at the revision resources that I have put on your Show My Homework account so that you can add bits and pieces. So for example, if we're just looking, and you might be happy to say, oh, Miss has chosen a really short poem. How many lines is it? What does that signify and why? I'm going to put a little word here for you to have a bit of research on. I want you to go and have a look and see, why was this poem written in this particular form? But let's just look at the detail of the language. We're not going to go on to every single word. And again, this is where you are going to have to show your initiative. I am not doing an hour's lesson in a video, but I will give you a way to start. So the poem begins with I met a traveller. We are being told a story, but we're being told a story that was told to our narrator. I met a traveller from an antique land who said, and the rest of the poem becomes reported. Okay, we've got reported speech. We are being told something that our narrator was told himself. I met a traveller from an antique land. I'm going to highlight 2 words that I want you to look into. I want you to think about traveller and I want you to think about antique. Traveller suggests that the person who told our narrator this story is experienced. They have seen the world. I'm not going to do this, by the way, for every single word in every single poem all the way through. But I will highlight the words as I talk to give you something to come back to. Again, because it's a video, you can pause and go back to it as you need to. From an antique land. Antique, it's not just age. Antique suggests value, suggests that there is something important, there is some meaning behind the story that we are going to be told, okay? Because it comes from an antique land, a land of wisdom. And this is what we were told. 2 vast and trunkless legs of stone. Okay, vast, that's your adjective for size. Trunkless, it's nothing to do with elephants, nothing to do with suitcases, but it means that the body is missing. Okay, it is a broken statue. 2 vast and trunkless legs of stone stand in the desert. Why tell us about the fact that it's in the desert? It's in the desert because in deserts there is nothing around. And this we're going to come back to again, the idea of nothing. Okay, the idea of what is being left, the idea of things being bare. Okay, so as a bizarre image, 2 vast and trunkless legs of stone stand in the desert. Near them, on the sand, half sunk, a shattered visage lies. Okay, we need to break this down. We need to first of all see all these S's, which we can have a look at later because it happens all the way through the poem, so you need to have a look again. But near them on the sand, half sunk, a shattered visage lies. Let's start with the word visage, because once we know what that means, the rest of it starts to make sense. A visage is a face, a face. In this instance, you need to start thinking like a mask. If you're thinking of a statue and a broken statue where the body is missing, where all that's left are the legs, and then this visage, why shattered? Don't just tell me it's broken. Broken is one thing. What is the difference between being broken and being shattered? Shattered suggests that it is beyond repair. Shattered means broken into multiple pieces. So near them on the sand, half sunk, a shattered visage lies. What about this half sunk? It has to be half sunk. We have to be able to see it, otherwise you wouldn't be able to talk about it. But sunk means that it's buried, means that it's under the sand. See, I'm running out of space here, so you're going to have to think about how you do this. Half sunk means buried, means it's under, which tells us, or at least implies, that there is no one caring for the site at all. I'm going to make that note down here. No one caring for the site or the statue. Okay? It's half sunk. A shattered visage lies, whose frown, so this is the face is frowning, and wrinkled lip and sneer of cold command. So I'm going to want you to look up sneer. Okay? And I want you to have a think about what faces frown. And why do we have this alliteration of cold command? Okay? The sculptor who read those passions well, okay, who understood what he saw in the person's face, what did he think? What does the sculptor think of the person posing for the statue? The person posing for the statue. What sort of person is posing for the statue? Are they friendly? Are they chatty? Okay, and if not, which are the words that told you not, and how did you come to that conclusion? Okay, we're going to come back to this, but as I said, this was a test to see if it works.